like 5 seconds. Hello and welcome to the University Honors Workshop. We will begin by introducing ourselves.
Hi, I am Latoya Ambrose, and I oversee students with last names A through F.
Hi, I'm Dennis McIver, and I oversee students with last names G through L.
Hi, I'm Jane Kim. I oversee students with last names M through Q.
And I'm Myra Jones, and I oversee students last names M through Z. This presentation is intended to provide an overview of University Honors and what it is for those of you whose students have already been accepted into the program.
What you'll need to know is that University Honors is a 4-year experience that is founded and based on 3 pillars of excellence: creativity and innovation, culture of contribution, as well as diversity and global citizenship. And everything that we do in University Honors is based on each of these pillars, and it's ultimately an opportunity for you as students to be pushed out of the comfort zone and being allowed to grow. And we attempt to do this through our programming, which you'll hear about, as well as through a number of different resources that are made available to you during your time at UCR.
We put together some data to give you an overview of the honors population. To the left, you can see the gender and college breakdowns. To the far right, you can see the ethnicity breakdowns. The ethnicity, college, and gender breakdowns are representative of the split at UCR. The average UCR honors GPA is that of 3.6, which is well above the national average of 3.11. A majority of our students, 75% to be exact, have a 3.5 or higher GPA.
There are a number of benefits that honors offers, and before we jump into them, just to note that with the COVID-19 situation on campus, all the benefits we'll go into are still going to be offered, but may be offered in a different form, either virtually or hybrid where possible. So one of the first benefits is that honors is a living learning community. Our students take the same honors courses with fellow honors students and are housed together if they live on campus. And our data shows that those who are involved in a living learning community receive from a 0.15 to a 0.3 cumulative GPA bump. While not all of our classes will be honors courses, honors students do have the option to choose an honors version of some courses. These classes have faculty run the discussions instead of a graduate student and are also generally smaller. So instead of a large lecture of 100 to 300 students are more likely to be in a course with 10 to 30 students so they can engage in meaningful dialogue and discussion about the topics that they're studying. Priority registration means that students can enroll in classes earlier than the rest of the student population, so their chances of getting the classes they need or would like to take are much higher. Due to the number of impacted courses and the limited availability of some courses, many students without priority registration are often unable to get the classes they need in the quarter they'd like to enroll in. So with priority registration, the students are also able to graduate on time. And finally, our students are required to complete a capstone during the year they graduate. And this can be a research, creative, or experiential activity. Students can write a novel, do a report on lab research, or even create a documentary. These projects enable students to take learning outside of the classroom and really apply critical thought to the topics they are most passionate about. So we offer both course support and mentorship throughout this process, and students can use this experience to help them get into graduate school or provide really invaluable experiences that can boost their resume for their intended career.
In addition to the academic benefits, we also have some community benefits. One being the faculty interactions. We have a full-time faculty director, and we also have 8 engaged faculty. In addition, our course discussions are led by a professor instead of a TA, so they will have a lot more interaction with the professor than normal. We also have 2 faculty in residences that live in both of our honors living learning communities. Next, we have the student community, which is very close-knit. We have less than 700 students in the honors program as compared to 25,000 students at UCR. So they all get to know each other, and a lot of them take many of the same classes. As mentioned before, we have an honors housing unit for in Pentland Hills and also in Glenmore. In Pentland Hills is for our first year honors students, and any student above that will have the opportunity to live in the Glenmore Honors Living Learning Community. And last, we have personalized advising. Each student is required to attend a one-on-one session with their assigned honors counselor, but they can meet with us as much as they like. In addition, our caseloads are a lot smaller than a typical honors counselor with a typical advisor, so then they would be able to have longer and multiple meetings with us.
As a program, University Honors offers a number of different opportunities to its students. One that's one of the best known is our University Honors Ambassadors. This is a competitive leadership program that is available to our students, and it provides them with professional development opportunities. Students who go through the process, which consists of an application as well as interviews, will then receive training, and in addition, they'll receive things such as the ability to provide mentoring to our students. They're allowed to do their own programming, and then beyond that, they are given different types of training and guidance throughout the year. Typically, the program has been split into 4 different categories, one for each of our pillars, as well as one for recruitment and alumni relations. And as an experience, it's one of our favorite ones to make available to our students. And in fact, every first year student will have the opportunity to connect with an ambassador during their first year. And that's something that students who meet the eligibility criteria will be able to apply for starting in the spring quarter. In addition to this, we also offer a wide range of programming offered by our engaged faculty throughout the year. Much of this does relate to the 3 pillars, but it also can consist of things like trips to places such as the Disney Concert Hall, to museums, hikes, all sorts of different opportunities where students are able to interact with faculty members. And finally, as a program, we're very much connected to different opportunities both on and off campus. And what we will do is offer those to our students through email as well as through social media, and then also in the course of the appointments that we give to our students.
Audiamus is a national interdisciplinary journal housed in University Honors, and it's the only one of its kind at UCR. This is another great leadership opportunity for your students. The journal accepts anything that is reproducible on paper. It is a great leadership opportunity for those who want to get involved in publication or who just want to submit their work to the journal. In addition to the Audiamus Journal, we also have the University Honors Media Team. Students interested in areas like social media, photography, etc., can find a creative outlet and a way for them to gain experience and leadership skills by joining the University Honors Media Team. The logo you saw at the beginning of the presentation, all of our social media, the photographs on our social media, the videos on our YouTube channel, those were all student produced from the University Honors Media Team.
Of course, we are not physically on campus right now, but when we do open back up, the Honors Office is a valuable resource that is available for students to study for their classes or finals and engage with other students, staff, and faculty. We're also always on the lookout for fun, engaging, and informative events that can help our students experience the community within and outside of Riverside. So we purchase tickets for students to be able to attend TED conferences, museums, professional development opportunities, and distinguished lecture series. So there's a lot of fun, free opportunities for students to engage with all the various activities that we offer.
University Honors also offers several scholarships. The first being the Honors Excellence Scholarship, and next being the Hayes Research Scholarship. The requirements for those scholarships change year by year, so it's really important that your student checks their email on a regular basis, as the open application for those tend to go out via email, and we also give them the updated requirements for them. When your student's able to travel again, then we do offer honor study abroad scholarships as well as participation in UCBC, and we even offer travel awards for students who would like to attend professional meetings and conferences.
As a program, we often encounter a number of myths for students who are making the transition from high school honors programs to a college honors programs. And we wanted to take the time to address a few of those and just give you what the facts are. One of the most common ones that we've heard is that students who take honors courses at UCR or anywhere else will receive a weighted GPA. And one thing you should know is that all courses at UCR are unweighted, and this would include honors courses as well. Another one that you may be common with hearing is that honors courses are by default harder, and as a result will negatively impact the GPA each term. And it is true that honors courses are typically smaller and as a result require more engagement, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be more difficult. And further, it should be stated that difficulty is ultimately in the discretion of the faculty member that is teaching the course. Another one that you may have heard is that honors requirements will impact the student's ability to graduate on time. And you should know that priority registration assists greatly in helping students with graduating on time, and honors counselors also work with our students whenever possible to assist them with navigating our requirements as well as the college requirements. You may have also become familiar with the idea that students will automatically receive a scholarship by joining an honors program. And in the case of UCR, honors students will receive a different set of opportunities to receive them exclusively, but they do need to apply for each of them. And that's why it's of paramount importance that the criteria for each scholarship be reviewed and that it's followed to the letter once it's made available. And then you may be used to the idea that for an honors program, there's a fee attached. Well, in the case of university honors, there is no student fee for services.
Another common misconception about university honors is that we have information or are in charge of anything that has the word honors in it. Many times at the time of graduation, for example, students will come asking us if they've received Latin honors. Latin honors are actually determined by the collegist and are based on percentages and GPA. As honor students are very bright, they're going to get a number of invitations to join a number of honor societies. We are not in charge of any of them aside from Tau Sigma, though we do encourage your student to do their research and make sure that they join reputable ones and that are actually going to strengthen their resume. UCR Honors is a 4-year program at UCR. Once they complete the program, they will receive a notation on their transcript. Although, as we mentioned earlier, we do have living learning communities at both Penland and Glenmore, we're not actually in charge of housing or the logistics that come with housing. If you have any questions regarding fees, charges, anything like that, rooming, anything like that, you will have to direct those questions to housing at UCR. Likewise, University Honors and University Honors Counselor can only advise on honors requirements. We are not in charge of your students' major requirements. We don't have expertise to know all of that. So once students direct those types of questions to us, we will let them know that we cannot handle that and direct them to their academic advisor. We do not oversee all of your students' records either. There are a number of student service departments on campus that are in charge of different parts of your student's record. And when we do not have the answer, we will do our best to refer your student to the appropriate department that has that information. We also cannot share a student's information with anyone but them. It's against the law. So if your student wants to share that information with you, they would have to assign you specific permissions via their GREL so that we can do that.
So a common question that we normally receive is how students can remain in honors. And students can remain in honors as long as they complete all honors requirements. This can of course be found on our website, and the students will also learn about them through the mandatory online honors orientation modules. And we will send more information directly to the students in September regarding those modules. There's only 2 types of honor status. It's either a good standing or discontinued. And as long as a student completes requirements, they're going to remain in good standing. Otherwise, they can be discontinued. And we check statuses at the end of every quarter to ensure requirements are being met, but we only check for GPA at the end of spring. So of course, there may be situations where a student might not be able to complete a requirement, and the student would just need to contact their designated counselor as soon as they know, so we can work with them for an alternate solution when it's possible. And if a student is discontinued, they do have an opportunity to appeal the decision. The faculty director will review the appeal and make a final decision based on the relevant information provided by the student.
You also may be interested in knowing how your student can apply to University Honors. And so if your student hasn't been admitted to University Honors, admission for the current academic year is now closed. However, first-year students do have an opportunity to apply for their second year if they have a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or higher. So if they have a 3.5 or higher, they'll receive an invitation to attend an information session in 2021, and they will also receive invitations to apply in April 2021 for second year admission. In the application, the students will be required to list any awards, leaderships, or extracurricular activities that the students have done since they've been at UCR. And they also have the requirement to write 2 500-word essays. The topics of those essays change year by year, but they should be able to add any information that they need to for those essays. And they will have about 2 weeks to submit the application. If they want more information, including details on how to apply to honors, we recommend that you email honors@ucr.edu with any questions or concerns that you have, and someone would be happy to respond to them.
In addition to keeping your student informed via email and our one-on-one appointments, we recognize the need to be social and connect with your student via the various social media platforms that they can access via their smartphone. We highly encourage you and your students to follow us via those various platforms to keep up to date with what Honors is doing, receive information about Honors, be reminded of deadlines, view event photos and videos, access instructional videos, etc. There are 8 staff at University Honors. You've met 4 of us today, but in addition to the 4 of us, we have a faculty director, Dr. Richard Cardulo, an administrative director, Erin Bouchon. We have the office coordinator, Christine Parada, and an additional honors counselor, Lourdes Maldonado. We are available via email if you have any questions or concerns. We'd be happy to answer those. You can access more information about honors, how to apply, requirements, etc. via our website at honors.ucr.edu. And this is also the place where we will put up-to-date information regarding COVID-19 related items and how we will be handling that. Thank you so very much for attending our information session and for watching our presentation. We look forward to meeting your students in the coming year. Goodbye.